They said nothing ever happened in Rosewood Lane, where the lawns were freshly cut, and every mailbox was painted a matching shade of periwinkle blue. Margaret had lived there for 12 years, watching the neighborhood children ride past on their bikes, baking scones for the yearly block party, hosting her book club every third Wednesday. Nobody ever asked what happened behind closed doors. Nobody needed to. The book club met for tea and salted caramel cookies on a rain-glossed evening in October. 6 women with polite smiles and pearls, all eager to dissect the latest mystery novel. The storm outside flickered the kitchen lights, and Margaret poured a round of fragrant chai as she listened to their laughter, though her own smile never reached her eyes. By the time Detective Harris arrived, the air still smelled faintly of cinnamon and blood. 3 women lay crumpled on the sofa, 2 more slumped around the dining table, their open mouths frozen on gossip. The police photographs never captured how quiet it was, sunlight streaming in on bodies that didn't move, their teacups shattering on the hardwood floor. Margaret had been the one to call 911, her voice trembling. She pressed a chilled hand against her throat as she described the man in the raincoat, the figure she claimed had watched their book club meetings from the shadows for months. She told Harris about the silent phone calls, the footprints in her garden, and at last, the moment when the masked man crashed through the window wielding something sharp. She recounted how she'd hidden, terrified, until the police arrived. Harris, meticulous and tired, walked through the house again and again. There was no sign of forced entry, no fingerprints but theirs, no muddy footprints. Neighbors had heard nothing, seen nothing, except the rain, and that single call from Margaret, trembling and alone. At first, the town believed her, a stalker, they whispered, every woman's worst fear. Housewives pulled their curtains tighter at night, peering out at the moonlit stillness, shivering at the wind rattling their windows. But weeks passed, then months. There were no more sightings of the raincoat man. The town's fear twisted, sharpened by rumors. Whispers fluttered through Rosewood Lane. Margaret's eyes seemed duller, her movements mechanical. She gave statements to the police, to the local paper, repeating her story with the precision of someone reading from a script. Sometimes, late at night, Margaret would sit by her kitchen window, hands wrapped around a mug gone cold. She could almost see them, her friends reflected in the glass, their smiles fixed and ghostly, bits of caramel clinging to their teeth. But the raincoat man never came. She waited and waited, and even when she tiptoed through her silent house, hallways echoing with the memory of laughter, abruptly cut short, no one was there. Years later, after Margaret moved away, the new owners found something behind the pantry wall, a notebook filled with detailed obsessive notes about each book club member, their secrets, their schedules, their whispers written in Margaret's careful hand. The last page simply said, "He's coming for us." Sometimes, when the autumn rain taps the windows, neighbors swear the lights flicker, and a figure in the kitchen window looks out, waiting for someone to come looking for what was never really lost.